Okay, we're live. We're going to try this again. It may fail, so bear with me, folks. If this one fails, and I'm kind of done. I got 2 bars on my Wi-Fi, and it just went black when I was talking to that guy in 329 Arizona. I want 375. 375, guys. Join in the gate. If you're out there, pop in. It's really annoying when it goes dead like that, man. It just really annoys me. This crappy Wi-Fi. Anyway, I appreciate you guys tuning in the gate. I did edit the other one. Hang on. Sounding good. 508 Tucson, 791 Gulf Islands, North Pacific. How about it? 508 Tucson, 508 791. Yeah, you as well, 508. Have a good one down there, buddy. I was sounding good up this way. Cheers, and 73s from 791 Gulf Islands.
Southwest New Mexico.
5920, New Mexico. Sounding good, man. Always good to hear you out there, my friend. We're waving at you from the North Pacific.
Okay, you're sounding good.
Yeah, you as well. Romeo Golf, 5920, Q5 all the way, buddy. Enjoy your day, what's left of it, and happy DXing from UDX, 791 Gulf Islands, North Pacific.
All right, 791, you take care of that. Romeo Golf, 5920, Southwest New Mexico, on the side.
All right, take care, buddy. It's working. It's working. Hopefully we got you guys come back in here, man, onto the stream. We're waving at you, Virginia. Hey, Virginia, bring her back. 791 waving. We got you out there, Virginia. We got that Virginia station out there. This is 791 Gulf Islands out here in the North Pacific. Oh, well. All right, Virginia. Cheers to you, buddy. Have a good day. 791 Gulf Islands, QSX. Yeah, hang on there, Brian. I'm just going to wave at Oklahoma there. Hey, Oklahoma, we heard you out there, buddy. We're waving at you from the Gulf Islands, North Pacific. All right there, Oklahoma. Cheers, buddy. Have a good one. UDX 791 Gulf Islands, North Pacific, QSX. All right there, Pittsburgh. And somebody's asked me where the Gulf Islands are. Hang tight there, buddy. Yeah, Pittsburgh, you're sounding Q5 there, bud. From Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And yeah, Gulf Islands are off the west coast of Canada, the southwest coast of British Columbia, out here in the ocean.
And you can never get it, hey, Roger.
All right, 369, Brian, Pittsburgh. Yeah, sounded good, man. Q5 all the way. Didn't have a lot of skip there earlier, but it seems to be coming in now, though. So, hey, happy DX and Brian. Thanks for coming in there, man. Got a good sound station.
Be safe and hopefully we'll do it again. 2 Whiskey 369, Brian back here in Pittsburgh. 73, my friend.
All right there, 2 Whiskey 369 Pittsburgh. You as well, man. Merry Christmas. Have a happy New Year, and we'll hopefully talk to you before then. UDX 791 Gulf Islands will be on the site. Too many people calling right now. It's working. I know. Sorry, Radio DX1. I'm not hearing much on 3.9. I'm on, I'll tell you what channel I'm on. 375. Because it was kind of noisy out there. Sorry, guys. Did you hear me, Jim? It's crappy. You know, we were at 1 bar, and now I see 2 bars. And a bunch of guys were coming back to me, and there's one guy in the background there. Where is the Gulf Islands? Where's the Gulf Islands? The Gulf Islands off the extreme southwest coast of British Columbia. Some people think we're up in Alaska, and we are on the Gulf Islands in the North Pacific. Very weak, but you know, Jim, I heard Seattle too, which is kind of unusual for my location because Seattle's about 100 miles or so as the crow flies south. And I heard a guy from Arizona calling a guy in Seattle earlier on, and I could actually hear that guy in Seattle. I tried to get back to him, but it wasn't very strong. Were you calling me? I'm on 375. Let's try it. UDX 791, Gulf Islands, North Pacific, QSX. $723 Amarillo, Texas mobile. 723. We're waving at you. 723 Texas. 791 waving. All right there, 723 Mobile, Amarillo, Texas. Have a good one, buddy. Drive safely out there and enjoy the DX. This is UDX 791, Gulf Islands, North Pacific, QSX. I'm listening. I heard part of the conversation SSB. It's on our live. Oh, was it? Wow. It's crazy the way DX works, right? I mean, it just really amazes me sometimes. What you can hear and what you can't hear and what people out there are hearing. 375, lower side bed. Now that I turn the beam southeast, there's way more skip coming in. I'll check it out. Radio DX1. Hey, post the link here. And I did wave at you on your live stream before I started mine up, Radio DX1. I'll have to check it out. What minute mark is it on there? Do you know? Wow. UDX 791. This is UDX 791 on the Gulf Islands in the North Pacific, QSX. I hear you out there, Michigan. You're sounding good out here. UDX 791 North Pacific on the Gulf Islands. And I like to say Gulf Islands so people can actually learn where the Gulf Islands are, because most people don't know that there's islands out here off the west coast of Canada. There's actually 6,000 islands out here off the west coast of Canada. I think there's about 6,000 islands, starting from down below all the way up north to Haida Gwaii off of Alaska, right? There's lots of little islands, big islands, but I was told there is. And I should Google that again to make sure. Let me just Google it. Make sure I got that number right. Let's have a look. See here. Oh, there are 40,000 islands throughout BC, but 90% of the land, almost 2/3 of Canada. 40,000 islands? What? No way. 40,000 islands throughout BC. No, I want coastal BC. I got to check that out. Be back. Hey, good to have you in there, Chris. Yeah, sorry about it. The Wi-Fi crapped out on me. How many islands? $6,000. Okay, the islands part of the change. 6,000 islands. 6,000 between Washington and Alaska. Wow. Okay, I was right. There are 6,000 islands here, and I'm on one of them. I'm on one of 6,000 islands. 375. CQDX. How about a 1313 Indiana? I'm calling for you, Chris. How about a UDX 1313 Indiana? UDX 71, UDX 791 on the Gulf Islands in the North Pacific. 375 is kind of quiet. AZ UDX 1313, UDX 1313, UDX 791, Gulf Islands, North Pacific. How about it, UDX 1313? How about it, Chris? You out there? UDX 791, Gulf Islands. I hear a UDX 119, UDX 791 waving. Hey, what was your QTH again? Okay, I was calling UDX 1313. We got you in there, 119. He's on my live stream right now. He's on the live gate. I am live in the radio room, but you made the gate. I'm trying to get to Chris as well. If you hear him out there, I'm going to try for him, but you're sounding Q5, buddy. Good to have you out there from Indiana. And you made the gate, man. I'll put your name in the title, the number in the title of this video. Cheers to you. This is UDX 791 waving.
73's right back to you there, 791. We will be on this side.
Take care, buddy. Hey, UDX 1313. Hey, Chris, are you out there? UDX 1313, UDX 791. You'd have to come in because he was in Indiana. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Sorry to hear that. Funerals aren't fun. I hear you. 313. Yeah, we're waving at you, buddy. 313. This is UDX 791 Gulf Islands. UDX 1313, UDX 1313. Is that you, Chris? I think I heard you out there, no? Waving back at you, UDX 1313. UDX 791. We'll be on the side listening here.
Hello, here's 317 in the middle.
317 in the middle of where? The U.S.? You're sounding good.
Hey, thanks, Joe. Here's Nick, World Radio 0317, Missouri. I've been hearing you all day in and out, and other radios hearing you too, doing a great job. Have fun.
Oh yeah, you're smoking in here, man. You're booming in here. 0317 Missouri, Q5 all the way.
All right, there, your report there about 8+9, or signal S8 and 9. You're doing a good job.
Awesome, man. Okay, you're in my strawberry patch here, shaking my radio. Hey, have a good one out there. Thanks for coming back. 791. We'll be on the site.
Here's an honest 73, Joe.
Yeah, 73s, buddy. Always good to hear you out there. 0317 Missouri, 791 Gulf Islands.
392 Illinois standing by.
I hear you. UDX 392 Illinois, 791. UDX 791. My woman. Let me just read these comments here. And hopefully this thing doesn't freeze. I'll maybe go for another half hour or maybe another 15 minutes, and I'm going to go in and I want to eat some chili. I want UDX 4570. Is this thing on? It is on. It is on. Yes. I heard you then. Oh, I think I heard you out there, Chris. I did. Okay. I definitely heard you then. I'm sure I heard UDX 1313. And I did hear somebody else calling for you too. So you were in there for sure. No, that's a good thing. There's another guy in Indiana too. UDX 119 Indiana. 119. I don't know how far he is from you. I'm not too sure. But UDX 119 Indiana was in there. So we do have Indiana coming in. Hello, UDX. There, hello, UDX 4570 and sunny, balmy and palmy Palm Springs. Oh, I'd love to be in Palm Springs right now, man. I can't complain here. It's not that bad, but warmth. I could go for a swim down there. I could go for a swim in a pool. I mean, we can go swim here too if you want to freeze your hiney off. Wendy's daughter swims every. Wendy's daughter Krista goes swimming in the ocean every day. I got a video of her on Gulf Island Rock and on Banana JSSI. At the doctor's office with the wife. Well, hopefully everything's okay. I gotta go back. I gotta go to the hospital on the end of the month and get some procedure done. But yeah, I don't like going to the doctor, but hey, sometimes you have to. 375 CQDX, UDX 791, Gulf Islands, North Pacific. $25.25 Wisconsin. We're waving at you, buddy, from 791 on the Gulf Islands, North Pacific. All right, 505, I think it was. I thought I said 20. I thought you said 25.25. 505, Wisconsin. What was your number in Wisconsin? Is it 505? I guess we lost you out there. Anyway, thanks. Have a good day, my friend, out there in Wisconsin. 791, Gulf Islands on the side. All right, 25-25 Wisconsin. Cheers to you, buddy. And 500 Kansas. We can hear you very well up here on the Gulf Islands in the North Pacific.
All right, sir. Well, our producers are probably about to leave. It's nightfall here.
All right there, 500 Kansas. Hey, have a good one, buddy. Have a good evening, and happy DXing what's left of it out there. Appreciate you coming back. UDX 791 out here on the Gulf Islands in the North Pacific. We'll be listening. I hear somebody else out there as well. We're waving too. We're going to listen for you. Yeah, we do. 1240 Wisconsin. Sounding good, man. Nice sounding station out here off the west coast of Canada on the Gulf Islands. All right, man. Have a good one, Ralph. 1240 Wisconsin. UDX 791 Joe here. Gulf Islands, North Pacific, QSX. Happy. Have a Merry Christmas, too. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I better read the mail. Just got home from work. I'm on 3-7. I'm on 3-5, yes. Wife is getting a checkup, so just waiting. There we go, Chris. We got you in there. UDX 1313 Indiana, 791 waving back. Chris, UDX 1313 Indiana, UDX 791. How about it, UDX 1313 Indiana, UDX 791? I heard you out there, Chris. You're making a good trip out here, by the way. UDX 1313 791 listening. All right, thanks, Chris. Thanks for coming in there, buddy. UDX 1313 Indiana. You made the gate, man. All right, bud. Have a good one. Yeah, conditions are kind of funny out on this side, too. I'll read the comments. Cheers, my friend, and 7-3s from UDX 791. Yeah, 113 Florida. We're waving at you too. I hear you out there. 113 Florida, 791 here. Okay. Let me read the comments here now. Chris made the gate. Yes. UDX 1313. It's a good thing. All right. Mud Bucket, I heard you just a minute ago, but barely. Yeah, it's kind of weird conditions, UDX 483. DX is funny. It certainly is. Yeah, you're coming in good, Chris. DX is funky and funny too. Just got home from work, 948 in the Keystone State, 948 going to Shack now, 375 lower sideband, John. And I don't know if DX is fading out right now or not. I'm not too sure. Let's see. It's pretty quiet on the band. 40, 38, 39, 38, 37. It seems like 36 and 37 have most activity right now, right? I'll call you. How about it 948, 948? How about that 948 Pennsylvania UDX 791? About it 948, 948 Pennsylvania UDX 791. Try. Kind of quiet. Kind of quiet out there. Barely. No, you made the gate, man. You were making the gate just fine. You sound good, 1313. I got it, and you know what? I got the proof right here because I shot it with my camera as well. So you were coming in fine. Not a problem. It's just weird conditions. I'm glad you can hear me. I'm glad you can hear me. And you heard 505 also. Oh, like 505 California? Eli? I sent him some cards today. Eli, if you're out there, I did mail you some QSL cards today. Eli wanted QSL cards as well. And he's going to mail me some QSL cards back. I'm going to, oh, Eli, cool. I didn't hear him today. Right when I got off work, I went to the post office, and I'm amazed the lineup was not big. I got right up to the front, and I mailed his QSL cards for him. I'm going to design some new cards. Wendy's going to help me design some new QSL cards. It seems like lately, over the last couple of years, I've been sending out a lot of QSL cards. And just when I thought it was a thing of the past, there's some guys that still like to do it. I love the QSL. I think QSLing is awesome. And most of it now is like on the computer, right? It's all this computer stuff. But I love sending out the old school cards. So, and I'm gonna redesign them a little differently. I'm gonna put my beam antenna on it, and instead of shortwave radio around the world, I'm gonna take that off, and I'm gonna have the same kind of thing here. I'm gonna 11-meter band radio around the world, and a palm tree on it or something. A palm in one corner. I'm gonna get rid of the Canadian flag, and I think I want the Salt Spring flag on it, maybe. We have our own flag. Well, no, I could keep the Canadian flag. But, I mean, I think these are pretty... I designed these cards when I was 16. These ones, I remember sketching them out on the table one day, and I go, those are what I'm going to get printed. And that was in 1981, I got these printed in Lexington, North Carolina, right? There was a QSL card place there that printed all the cards. So I got 2,000 cards made. 1,000 of those and 1,000 of those. Right, but I'm going to have to reconfigure these things. The new ones I get aren't going to have the back on them. They're not going to have not going to have that special back on them. But these got the special ham radio back on them. But I'm looking forward to it. And Wendy's an artist. Wendy is actually a really good artist, so she can help me with them. Right, that's a good thing. I'm not a good artist, but I did have fun making those cards. I've designed, I've designed 3 different cards now in my lifetime. The very first ones I got printed were in, I think, 1977. And then I got some in 78 because I went through those ones really fast. So late 78, I got some. And then I got some printed in 81, right? So. I wonder if we got some Australia coming in. Hawaii usually comes in every night too. We get Richard, World Radio 000 and Delta 25. World Radio 000 is on the island of Maui, and Delta 25, or no, World Radio 25. Sorry, it's Delta 24. World Radio 25 is on the island of Oahu. He's near, I think he's near Pearl Harbor, in that area, and I talked to him quite a bit. There's some gates. There's some gates of him here. Let's see what we got going on here. 375. Let's give a little call out here. Isn't there a mongoose in Hawaii also? There might be. That kind of rings a bell. I wonder if I've talked to him before. I talk a lot of AM skip at night to Hawaii. So when all the skip is gone, except the Hawaiian skip on Channel 11 and Channel 6 and Channel 28 the other day, I talked to some stations in Hawaii. But usually Channel 11 is AM. And when the U.S. skip mainland fades out, the Hawaiian skip starts to come in. And Australia comes in on AM too. I've worked Australia many times on AM. I've worked New Zealand on AM too. But when I worked New Zealand, it was down on a very low frequency. I think it was 26.535 or something like that. There's UDX 483 Mud Bucket. I'm going to go to 365 and I'm going to make a call. It's quieter. CQ, CQDX, CQDX. This is UDX 791. This is UDX 791, Gulf Islands in the North Pacific. 365. CQDX, CQDX, UDX 791, UDX 791, Gulf Islands, North Pacific. Do we have any conditions out there? This is UDX 791, try. Eight 818 791 waving. Oh, 181, sounding good, man. Sounding good. How's everything going where you're sounding Q5? Okay, Roger on that there. The rain and the wind. We got cloudy skies here, and it's about around 57 degrees out and no wind. Roger. Anyway, you're sounding good, my friend. Q5 all the way. Yeah, you as well, man. You're very loud. I got you bouncing into the red there. So pushing a good signal. Sound like you're local out here on our island. All right, 181. Elvis, take care, buddy. Cheers and beers, and have a good night, my friend. Always good to have you out there. UDX 791 on the site. Yeah, Texas, you're sounding loud up here on the Gulf Islands, North Pacific. 791 waving at you. All right there, 141 Texas. Sounding good, man. Q5 all the way. UDX 791 Gulf Islands, North Pacific on the site. Sometimes it's the worst when you got a bunch of stations coming back at once, right? It's hard to pick them out of there. So we heard Elvis out there. We just talked to 181. 181. Did I put Indiana? Illinois, that's right. Springfield, Illinois, 181. Okay, you made both gates. Elvis made the first gate that died. It went for over an hour, and now we're on the second gate, and Elvis made two gates in a row. How about that? Anyway, I'm on 365. My beam is pointed southeast right now, okay? So I am pointed southeast. If any of you guys want to give me a call, I'll get you on the gate. Pointed southeast. I'm listening for you out there, my friends. And I do say you are my friends because one day we will meet, right? One day we will meet and we can go for a coffee. I'm open to meet some of you guys one day. I've met a lot of people on the radio over the years, but not for a long time. I think the last guy I met on the radio was a guy on our island, and he usually listens. And he came up to me one day and he says, I hear you shooting a lot of skip, but he doesn't really talk on the radio. I told him to go get a mag mount for his vehicle, but he's more of a listener, a sandy bagger. And he came up to me one day, I guess it was last year when I was working out in the gardens in front of the store that I work. And he says, I'm Andrew. And I said, nice to meet you, man. Then I talked to him actually last week. I talked to him in the store too. So nice fella. He's got to get a radio set up and start talking some skip. That's the problem when you get into this. It's very addicting, isn't it? It's an addicting hobby. And some people just can't see what I see in this. Like, you know, especially young people that are into iPhones and all that stuff or computers. They don't care about this radio stuff, man. You know, they don't care. They rather just text their friend or talk to them on their iPhone. They just think, what's the point of all this nonsense? This is way more fun. To me, it's more of a challenge, right? Anyway, I should start designing a card tonight. I think I should start designing one of my QSL cards tonight because Wendy said she would help me. She's filling out Christmas cards right now. That's what she's doing. And I will give out another card, one of her cards for a prize, a couple of my QSL cards shortly, okay? Not this live stream, maybe the next live stream when I do on Thursday. If I get home from work, I do get home from work early enough. I should, I'll give one of her cards as a prize. I'll give two of them out. Every month I'm going to give a couple of her cards away and a couple of her art cards with my QSL cards. Made in Canada. Wendy, that's a nice one right there with the dragonflies on it, you see? So I can give a couple of her art cards as gifts. There's another one with dragonfly. So, and her name's on it. Moonlight Dragonfly, Wendy, right? So we're going to do that. We're going to give away some of her art cards here. Oh, that's a really nice one. There's a different one there. She does a lot of dragonflies. Kids be worried about Instagram. Yeah. I'm not on TikTok. I'm more on Twitter. I post pictures of plants on there all the time because I'm a gardener, right? So Twitter, I am on Facebook, and I do post. And people come up to me in town all the time. Hey, I love the pictures you post on there because I post gardens. I'll post sunrises. I post things that people can't gossip about, right? I don't need to tell people about my life on there. I post gardening stuff, and that's what I do, right? It's better that way. Pretty quiet. I don't know much about TikTok. I mean, I'm not on TikTok. Is it like YouTube or something like that? Isn't it for posting videos? I am on YouTube, you know that. And my other channel too. And my other channel's my main channel. And then Wendy has a YouTube channel as well, Gulf Island Rock. Conditions were fading in and out here. Yeah, it's they're not the greatest today here, Chris. I mean, it's not the greatest skip conditions, but hey, you made it through fine. You came through just fine. I could hear you perfectly, man. And I'm glad you made the gate. Now, I'm not on TikTok either, man. I don't even know how to use. I don't even have an iPhone. I'm that old school, Chris. I've personally never owned an iPhone that I've actually had to pay for. But when I worked for the Parks Department, I worked for Parks and Rec for 19 years, and I had to have one in my Parks truck, right? I had to have one in my Parks truck, but at the end of the day, I would turn that sucker off because basically it's for them to get a hold of me or I had to get a hold of them. And sometimes I've had to take pictures of things, trees down in the trails or whatever, and then send it back to the head office and say, hey, you guys go out there and take care of it with your chainsaws. But that was it. And Wendy we don't have one here for the fact is at this part of the island, there's no Wi-Fi service where I live here. It's crappy. I had, my ex-wife had one, but I never had one. She started off with a big flip phone. I like Android, yeah. And I see most people do have cell phones. When I tell people I don't have an iPhone, they go, what? You don't have an iPhone? Come on. Because most people do have them, and most kids have them. Their heads are down in their iPhone. Like every day you see them walking around. They don't even look where they're going half the time. They're looking at their iPhones, right? So yeah, I don't talk on the phone that much. I rather talk on this. I love talking on this. I hate talking on the phone. I actually do. When I worked at a nursery years ago here on the island, and I'm saying going back 30 years, I always had a portable phone. I had one of these attached to me. I had one of those attached to me, and I had a portable phone attached to me. And the portable phone was for the office upstairs to put calls down to me because I was the gardening guy. I was the guy selling the plants, and people had plant questions. So they would send the gardener questions down to me, and half the time you couldn't get anything done because the phone would be ringing. I said, when I retire from that job, I don't want to be talking on the phone anymore. So I really hate the phone. I like this though. This is different to me. This is different to me than talking on the phone. Kind of fading out there. I want to see what's on 41. Yeah, those guys are in Arizona, I think. You know what? There's no 111 guy on 38 today. Romeo Golf 507. UDX 791, Gulf Islands, North Pacific on the side. Good, man. We're waving at you. This is UDX 791, Gulf Islands, North Pacific, waving right back. Yeah, what was your QTH again? I got to put you down here. Right on, Western Kentucky. I'm live right now on my YouTube channel, so I just want to make sure to put your number on the title of this video too, because you made the gate. You're sounding good, man. You always sound good up here. And you're pushing me 30-40 over here, man. Sounding good from the Bluegrass State as usual. Hey, you have a good night, and if I don't talk to you before Christmas, have a Merry Christmas, my friend. All right, 0507 World Radio Station out of Kentucky. Have a good night, my friend. Thank you. This is UDX 791, Gulf Islands on the site. Smoking in here. That guy's smoking in here. I looked at your video. I made your gate 9 times now. Sweet. That is awesome, Chris. And you made this gate. And I did actually shoot a video gate with my camera too, my crappy little camera. You know, I really should be using this one, but the internet is so slow here. This thing is such high definition. It takes forever to load video. So when we were at the Hilton Hotel the other day in Victoria, Wendy was shooting videos on her iPad, and you can go to her channel and see the video she shot. Basically, by the time I finish putting in the tag words, it's already uploaded. So if I shoot like a 1 minute video here, it takes, like 45 minutes to upload. That's how freaking slow our internet is here. But it's so fast in Victoria with those fiber optics. I love it. You can put on like 10 videos in a freaking hour. Here, it just takes forever. So when I have long videos, I try to upload them at night because it messes up the internet for other people. Like Wendy, she likes to watch stuff. She watched an art show out of England. And then Krista, her daughter, does tarot reading. I'm trying to think of Lavender Grace. Wendy's daughter does have a YouTube channel, and I have to find Wendy's daughter does tarot readings, and I have to find the channel, and you can sub to it if you want. She does, yeah, she does they're long videos. She's very good at tarot reading. Let's see. So you made 9 gates. Holy cow. That's good, man. That's awesome. That is awesome. I want to see Krista's channel here. Let's have a look-see. Just so much stuff to watch on. What would we do without YouTube, right? What would we do? I don't know, man. YouTube's been around, I think, since 2004 or something like that. Been around a long time. Lavender Grace. I don't know. Lavender Grace. No. Maybe it's Krista Grace. Krista Grace. Let's see if I can find her on. Krista Grace. She's got 144 subscribers. Oh, that's interesting. That's one of her channels. Oh, that's old ones. That's really interesting. This is her old. This is Wendy's daughter's old YouTube channel, but she's got a new one. Anyway, there's a link to Wendy's daughter's channel, Krista. So that's cool. So I'm gonna get out of here soon. I'm gonna go in and have some chili because I'm getting freaking hungry. And when I get into the house, Wendy's gonna say, "Why are you in here so early, Joe? It's not dinner time yet." Well, because I'm hungry. It's 3:45, and my stomach says, "Joe, you need to eat some chili." I had some sushi for lunch, and it was actually wasn't lunch. It was around I think 10 o'clock. I had sushi, so that's really the last time I ate was sushi, and then I had a handful of seeds and nuts, right? But that's cool. So you made this gate too, Chris. UDX, I think you made this one. Yeah, you did. UDX 1313. You made this gate, which is awesome. Sounds like the skip is really fading out. And Australia is going to be coming in soon, and the Hawaiian Islands too. So I'll be back out into the radio room a little bit later on to work some of that Central Pacific DX. So remember, Australia, South Pacific, Hawaiian Islands are Central Pacific, and we're on the North Pacific, right? Not to get confused. But a lot of people confuse actually Central Pacific with South Pacific. They think Hawaiian Islands are South Pacific. It's actually Central Pacific. Washington, Oregon, and this is Washington and Oregon and BC in this area, coastal BC, South Coast is North Pacific. Yeah, Pacific. See, that's a tongue twister. 483, Pacific. But you will, UDX 483, you will get through and make this gate. I don't know what's going to happen today, but it's starting to fade, right? It is starting to fade. But that's okay. I mean, and I had fun shooting skip. I always have fun shooting skip. You know, I used to just love getting on there when I was a kid and just shooting skip till it was dark. You know, if I wasn't working, I had an after school job, and often when I got home late from my after school job, sometimes I get home at 7:30 at night. So I'd work 4 hours or whatever. And I get home from school, I get the bus home, and I get home from it, and I'd turn on the radio, and there'd be skip coming in. Because back in the 70s and early 80s, there was a lot of skip coming in. It'd come in first thing in the morning before I went to school, and it'd still be coming into 9:30 at night. 10 o'clock, it would start to fade out. And then early in the morning again, it would come in. The cycle was unbelievable. It was just like wall-to-wall skip. You probably could hardly talk across the street. There was so much DX coming in. And I used to just love shooting that skip. And I was shooting it on that radio with that microphone. And I was shooting it on my old 452 down there. And I was shooting it on my Citizen MPL5 as well. My Citizen MPL5 I bought in 79. But I bought this in February 78. That one. And that one was 77. I could just hear the 791 and maybe someone calling you, but I was hearing Cali good. Oh, cool. So you were hearing Cali in there. And there was a lot of Cali 483. There was a lot of California coming in. And then I turned the beam around, and now I'm not hearing Cali anymore. I'm hearing parts from all over the U.S. right now, southeastern states. You know what was really cool? The other day, we're sitting in that hotel in Victoria, and turn on the TV, the Home and Garden channel, and Wendy goes, "Oh my God, I know her." We have friends from our island we know that moved to Mississippi, Laurel, Mississippi, and they were on the Home and Garden channel, this home reno thing, and they bought this little house and they got it renoed for them. And go check out the video on Wendy's channel. Our friend Iris and Jack from Salt Spring Island. They mentioned Salt Spring Island. Go to golf. Oh, actually, you know what? I'll get the video for you here. I'll get you the link. Let's just see. Krista Grace, Golf Island Rock. Yeah, it was amazing to see these guys on the. There's the Palestinian parade on Wendy's channel. Wendy's got some good stuff on there too. Oh, there it is right there. Check this out. It doesn't have a lot of views on it. I just thought it was kind of cool to see our friend on there on the Garden channel living in Mississippi. Did my stream end? Get out of here. I can't believe it. Oh, hang on. There it is. Okay. Anyway, here's the link to the video. We kind of shot a short video of the home and garden. You can see what they look like. And you people live in Mississippi, maybe you'll bump into them. I got Darren UDX 99. Really? Nice. No, I haven't talked to Darren. It snowed outside today. Wet, slushy snow in Indiana. Yeah, Abstract Tom. Yeah, no. Are you in? I always confuse it with Indiana. Abstract Tom near Chicago. You're not in Indiana. You're in Illinois, right? Yeah, it's Indiana. Chris and Tom is in Illinois. Yeah, no, it's actually not a bad day here today. I was out working in my T-shirt, and you're in Illinois. That's right, Land of Lincoln. Land of Lincoln. It's Indiana Chris. Well, we know he's in Indiana because his name is Indiana Chris, right? But yeah, no snow in our forecast yet. But I mean, it still could happen. Knock on wood. If it does snow here, I'll make sure to shoot a video of some snowy palm trees for you. Okay. I rarely get to talk to Utah UDX 483, but I did make a video gate not that long ago. It was the other night. I think it was last week. It was late at night. There's no skip in there, and I hear some guy talking. I think it was on 38, and it was Utah. I got back to a guy in Utah, and where are we here? Let me find it. It's like, wow, because I rarely ever get to talk to Utah. So I thought it was pretty cool. Let me find this here. Utah. There it is right there. What was the number? It was World Radio 567 in Utah. There's my gate right there. And this guy just kind of came out of nowhere, and then he just disappeared. It was just like kind of that freak skip you get, right? Chicago metropolitan area near the Windy City. Yeah, he's a Utah DX. Okay, well, there's my video gate. I'm 100 miles east of Chicago. You hear that, Abstract Tom? If you get a radio, you can talk to Indiana Chris. Maybe. It's like me. I'm about 100 miles or so north of Seattle, and once in a blue moon, I do talk to Seattle. You can talk to Seattle from the south end of our island. You can actually talk to Seattle, especially if you're up on one of the hills. I had a friend that lived down there for years, and he had a radio set up on top of one of the mountains. He was up at 2,000 feet, and he just talked to Seattle locally. It was just local talk for him. But I'm on the very northern tip of the island, right? And I'm 140 feet above sea level versus 2,000 feet above sea level. So elevation really does help. And if you got a big antenna, a directional antenna, that also helps too, right? But I mean, you can still talk all over the place on an omnidirectional. I know that for a fact. Somebody says, well, why don't you try it without power sometime? I can honestly say I have talked the world without power. You know what I mean? Many years I didn't have power. So I had a linear back in 1980. I had one in 80, 81. I had a Chris Big Boomer, and then it packed it and I got rid of it. And then so from 1981 till that went till about, I think I got a boot again 11 years ago. So from 1981 up to 11 years ago, I was running barefoot. And I talk all over the place on my Omnis, or actually, sorry, not on Omnis. I did have beams too, because I had a quad beam up, a 2-element high gain quad when I lived on the mainland. And this is my first beam I put up here at this location. The base of my antenna is like, no way. That's pretty impressive, man. Well, my IMAX is not that high off the ground. I think maybe 21 feet or something like that. So not super high. My beam is just under 30 feet to the bottom of it. And my other one is my Antron 99 is, I'm going to say 25 feet, something like that. Excuse me. And the Sigma Venom is, I guess, 25 feet off the ground, something like that. 25 feet, 27 feet. If conditions are right, when I got my first antenna, my dad put it up for me. I was 13 years old. It was a Radio Shack half-wave antenna. It was a half-wave ground plane, and it was anywhere from 12 to 15 feet off the ground, max. And I used to talk all over on that thing, man. I remember working the Faroe Islands on that. That's between Iceland and Scotland, and I got QSL cards to them. I've worked Australia on it. I've worked Germany on it. I've worked, when the conditions were right, I talked off this little half-wave ground plane. I've talked all over the world, and I've worked lots of European stations on my omnidirectionals. I got lots of video gates of me working Europe on omnidirectionals. So conditions are right. You can talk anywhere you want. It doesn't have to be a million miles up in the sky to talk. Yeah, it helps. I mean, if you get that thing up high, you're probably gonna get out better. But there's another guy here. He moved from the coast here, Cowichan Bay to Winnipeg, and for the longest time he had his antenna about 8 feet off the ground. That guy used to boom in here. He had a Serio, I don't know, it's a Serio 5000 ground plane or whatever they call it, but he'd be booming in here, and it was just 8 feet off the ground because he didn't have it up where he wanted to get it yet, right? The only antenna scanner listening, only no talking with it though. Oh, so you got a receiver, Tom. You have a receiver. Those Radio Shack antennas, they worked really well. Radio Shack antennas, they were awesome. Scanners are fun too. I like scanners. Yeah, I do like them. I talked all over the U.S. with my CLR2 12 feet, 80 watts, and a Cobra 25. Cool. I believe it, man. I totally believe it, man. So if conditions are right, you can talk anywhere you want. You don't need 2 stacked moon rakers. Yeah, you're going to get away better with 2 stacked moon rakers, but you can still talk all over the place on a half wave. Yeah, you're probably going to get, the guy with the moon rakers will probably get heard before you, but when he's not talking, if the conditions are right, they're still going to hear you on your ground plane. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. Yes, it does help with power, but I've talked, I remember talking, and this wasn't on a ground plane though. This was on my beam, but I was barefoot, and it was in 1981, and I've told the story before. It was 1981. I think it was the spring of 1981, and I was on my TRC 452. I was on this radio right here, this 452. It goes down to 26.535. It's AM. It's my first radio I got. So I got the extras put in it many moons ago. 1981, I had some extras put in it. It's only got 15 channels below channel 1. And we were down on 26.535. I was talking to my buddy because he had the same radio. He ran I think he had a 0.64 wave. He might have had a 0.6. Yeah, he had a 0.64 wave. And I had up a high gain super penetrator 500 for my Omni. And then I had my beam antenna. I had a 2-element high gain quad up 30-foot tower with 6 feet of mass. It was one wavelength. And I had my beam. I wasn't talking on my Omni that night on my penetrator. I was talking on my beam, and I had my beam pointed towards him. He lived north by northwest of me. And we were talking down there one night. It was late at night. It must have been 9:30 at night. And I could hear some chatter in the background. While I'm talking to him, I could hear some chatter in the background. This is on 26.535 AM. And I'm putting out that low. My power was really low. It was like maybe 2 watts. 2 watts, if that. I lost some power going down there. So I said, hang on there, Sven. I hear somebody talking. I'm going to turn my beam around and see if I can pick this station up. So I started turning the beam around, and as the beam headed southwest, that's when the station came in from next to nothing, 0 signal from audio to like 5 S units or something. So I called them. I said, hey, skipland, where are you located at that station there? Can you copy 612 here on the west coast of Canada? And the station came back to me, and they were in New Zealand. They were in New Zealand, and it was on AM, and I had probably just under 2 watts. I talked to them. Cornbread has stacked beams, and as said, if he had to do it again, he wouldn't. Oh, so Cornbread does have stacked beams, eh? Wow. Yeah, I don't know if I'd go into stacking. I mean, I knew guys with stacked beams. I had a friend out in White Rock on the mainland south of Vancouver who had stacked Moonraker 4s. It was Moonraker 4s, and he had one of those big DAC radios. This is in the early 80s. He had them up on a big crank-up tower, 60-foot crank-up with six 4-element Moonrakers stacked. No, I'm very happy with my 3-element flat side Yagi here. Not a big beam, but it works well. You hear me talk on this thing, and people always come back to me so they can hear me. But I know cornbread. I hear people calling for cornbread a lot, but it's just a lot more work and to put up stacked beams, and I'm not really into it at this stage. I talked all over the U.S. Okay, this is good. I'm just reading some comments there, but that's awesome. You know what? Good on you. Good on him if he's got stacked beams, and that's what makes him happy, and he gets out good, I'm sure. Because I do hear a lot of people calling for cornbread on AM. My dad has a large unknown antenna that he used in the 1990s. Sneak in on that. Oh, wow, cool. No way. Wonder what that one is. That's interesting. Very interesting. I wonder what that antenna would be. Let me just, okay. I am being towards the South Pacific right now. Moonraker's here, but I had a good buddy with a 4-element Moonraker as well. And he had it up on I think it was a 40-foot tower beside his house. Barefoot, Midland mobile on a power supply. He used to talk everywhere wanted on that Moonraker, man. But, you know, I had another friend, and I've told this story before. There's Australia in there on 35. I had another friend that had a 3-element. I picked up a scanner, UDX 43, in the 90s, not from Norm, and I just tuned it the first time. The thing I heard was, I've got 10 pounds of... No way! Are you kidding me? Was it a police scanner? That's unreal, isn't that crazy? 10 pounds. Oh, man. Brutal. It's amazing what you can hear on those things, right? Our Radio DX1, no Moonrakers here. Yeah, so my buddy had this 4-element Moonraker, and he'd talk everywhere on it. But then I had this other buddy. His name was Forest Ranger. And I'm trying to... The other guy used to talk on sideband a lot with the Moonraker, and he did talk on AM as well. But the guy with the 3-element Archer, Radio Shack, 3-element Yagi, he had it flat side, up 80 foot on a tower. And he used to talk freaking everywhere on that thing barefoot. He had a TRC... I think it was a 427. It had kind of like the wood grain on it, and it was a side. I think it was a sideband radio too. And he used to talk everywhere on that thing. That's pretty cool. When I went to see that thing, I couldn't believe it. He had this 3-element flat side beam, which kind of looked like this one in a way. Had the gamma match on it, and he would point that thing towards Japan. We used to get a lot of Japan coming in back in the early 80s, down on the lower channels like Channel 4, Channel 5, Channel 6. A lot of Japan, and he would point that towards Japan. And if somebody could speak English in Japan, he would be talking to them. A guy I used to hang out with that. Oh, I know the Astro Beam. Astro Beam is not a super scanner. Is it a super scanner? Is that the one you're thinking of? Astro Beam. I'm thinking of a super scanner. Super scanner is a 3-element beam-like antenna without a rotor, but it's got a switch box, right? And you can actually go, I believe, horizontal, and you can also use it as an omnidirectional. Has anyone seen the video on the beam I picked up? No. What beam did you get? Did you get a big beam? I was watching South Carolina 21. Dirty Diaper 21, South Carolina. I think he lives out near Charleston. He's got a monster beam. It's a 6-element Yagi up on a tower, way up there in a tower. It looked like a astroplane, but vertical elements. I'm trying to think. I know astroplane, astro beam. I must know it. I mean, I've been on radio not long enough to know. I should know an astro beam for CB radio. I'm gonna have to Google images of that after, Chris. That's very interesting. And how many elements are on it? It had vertical elements. Could it be flipped to the flat side? And a lot of vertical Yagi beams can be flipped over to the flat side, right? So I mean, I could put mine vertical if I want, but I don't want it. I like a flat side beam because I like talking skip. And I find my beam really works good on the long distance stuff. When I'm talking to Europe, they hear me. Australia always hears me, man. It's a really nice, that serial is a really nice beam. It was a vertical only beam. Oh, interesting. Okay. It's a vintage, looks about like 3 elements on either side. X-wing. I wonder what it is. I'm gonna have to check out your thing there and see what it looks like. Maybe I know what it is. Vintage is good. There's nothing wrong with vintage. I like vintage. I'm gonna call for Australia here. Sounds very cool. CQDX calling CQDX calling CQDX South Pacific calling CQ South Pacific. This is UDX 791 Gulf Islands North Pacific. Okay, I hear somebody out there in Australia coming back. This is UDX 791 UDX 791 Gulf Islands North Pacific. CQDX Australia, CQ Australia, 791 Gulf Islands, trying. They're in there. Australia's in there. They're coming in pretty weak right now. Keep it on the flat side. It's huge. What's the boom length on it, 483? I'm curious. CQDX Australia, CQDX Australia, UDX 791 Gulf Islands in the North Pacific. CQDX Australia, CQDX South Pacific, UDX 791 Gulf Islands North Pacific, trying. They're in there, but kind of weak right now. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Okay. Okay, there's the link. I'm going to check it out. Let's see here. Come on, internet. Come on, slow internet. Oh, it's a Vanti. It is a Vanti. Well, they make Moonrakers. I'm going to put my jacket on here. I'm going to head out soon. Oh, that looks like that's a PDL2. Oh, yeah, no, I know that. I know the PDL2. Absolutely. PDL2 is a very popular antenna. That was and you know what? I still talk to people with PDL2s. It was made by the same people that make Moonrakers. I absolutely know that antenna. And my high gain Eliminator 2 quad beam is probably exactly the same size as that. So I know that one. I know that antenna, man. That's it. PDL2. I don't see. I'm scrolling down on eBay. Make sure I haven't missed anything here. Very cool, man. Yeah. Avanti made good antenna. You know what they also made? They also made the Starduster too, I think. Right? So yeah, what's the boom on it there, 483? The boom on mine is just under 9 feet. So it's not massive. It's 8.9 feet, I think, the boom on it. And the antenna itself only weighs under 10 pounds. I think it's like 8.8 pounds or something, or 9 pounds. It's like really a lightweight antenna. I put it up myself. It was nice. It was really nice. That makes me happy because I don't feel like putting up a massive antenna that's too heavy here anyway. At this age, try this one. Okay, let's see. I'm trying that one, Chris. Let's see. Let's have a look-see here. Yeah, no, I see PDL2. What I'm seeing is PDL2. Avanti PDL2. It's got a bunch of matching system in the middle. And I used to talk to a lot of people with PDL2s, man. And I still do talk to people with PDL2s. That's what it is. Yeah, mine is I wonder if there's a picture of mine. I gain quad. I wonder if mine's on there. Let's see. They probably don't even make them anymore. Oh, there's that looks like my antenna, two high quad. But mine had two around the driver. It had two wires around the driver. Interesting. They probably don't even make mine anymore, man. It was so long ago. PDL2 looked like a two-element root. Oh, it's different. Oh, okay. Let me look it up. Astro Beam antenna. Astro Beam CB antenna. Okay, let's see what they have here. Oh, yes. Yes, I've seen those before. Yes, I know it. Yeah, and you can't put it on the horizontal. I totally remember those, Chris. Yeah, it's got an astro plane in the middle of it, kind of like Astro Beam. I remember. Yeah, now I know what it is. The main boom is 14 feet. Oh, no. And then it has a boom on either end. It's 12 and a half. Oh, cool. Okay. And it has a boom on either end of it that is 12. So the main boom is 14 foot, right? And then it has a boom on either end. Oh, 14, a boom. Then it has a boom on either end of it that is about 12. Wow. So it's a big antenna. It's going to be heavy too, I bet, huh? I'll have to check out your channel, and I'm going to have to check that antenna out there. PDL2 look, yeah. So I know what the Astro Beam is now. It's been a long time ago since I've seen those. I remember those things back in the day, man, way back in the day. But I really don't see a lot of antennas up anymore for radio. JG Mopar, hello, good to have you in there, man. Just got off work in sunny Southern California. Right on. It's not a bad day out here on the Gulf Islands. Actually, looks like it's clearing up now. We had cloud cover and about 58 degrees was the high. And we had a lot of rain last night. That Pineapple Express system came in. But, yeah, whatever happened to those old antennas, eh? You wonder if some of those are still kind of kicking around, right? Are some of those antennas still kicking around in people's garages and stuff like that? They've taken them down, put them in the garage. I'm out there. Okay, I'm going to be listening for some Hawaii here. CQ UDX South Pacific, CQ South Pacific, UDX 791, UDX 791, Gulf Islands, North Pacific. Pretty quiet. Pretty quiet on the band. 70 Fahrenheit in Ventura is a good place to be in Ventura, man. That's awesome. Well, wait till you get that beam up there for UDX 483. Now, are you going to put it on a tower or are you going to put it on a mast? So mine's on mast. Not all beams can be flipped due to gamma. Yeah. Oh, okay, right. Affect the SWR. I have an Archer 102. Oh, I remember those 102-inch whips from 1977. There used to be a lot of those around when I was a kid on the back of people's cars. Sometimes there'd be two of them on either end of the bumper, right? 102-inch whip. Gotta love that. So, yeah, mine is a flat side beam, my SY3 Yagi. And I don't know. Maybe I couldn't flip it around. I don't know. Anyway, it's staying flat side, and that's what it looks like that, right? Driver, director, and reflector. So it's I've been very happy with it. I've been making a lot of good contacts with that beam. Oh, there's Australia. CQDX Australia, CQDX Australia. Calling CQ Australia. This is UDX 791, Gulf Islands, North Pacific. CQDX Australia, CQ Australia, UDX 791, trying from the North Pacific. Somebody got to hear me in Australia. CQDX South Pacific, calling CQDX South Pacific. Calling CQDX South Pacific. This is UDX 791, UDX 791, Gulf Islands, North Pacific. I can hear the Aussies in there. But they're not hearing me yet. They ain't hearing me yet, man. That's the way she goes. I had the Francis Amazer on my white trash mobile night. You'll remember. I have an SY3. I'll be putting my Serial 4 element back up soon. Cool. Yeah, they're good beams, man. I talked to a few guys running the 4s as well. Trunk lip mounted. Oh, right on. Gotta like that. Back in the good old days, eh, Chris? Yeah, there used to be a lot. You know, I was on the highway yesterday on Vancouver Island coming back to Victoria, and there was a big truck that pulled up beside me. Oh, no, it was actually when we were going on the ferry boat, and he had twin truckers. They almost looked like skip shooters, kind of, right? But they didn't have tunable ends on them. But I used to run a on my car, and I only ran a radio in it for about a year. I was more into a base station, and I had a Radio Shack mag mount, and then I put a skip shooter on it. I had a skip shooter on my car, and then I had an ugly stick, and the ugly stick was like the skip shooter, but if I remember, it didn't have a tunable end. But I did have a skip shooter, and I don't know where that antenna went. I had it for the longest time, and I even had it here, and it disappeared. Wendy probably threw it out, but I did have a skip shooter from back, 1980, something like that, and I don't know where it is. It's gone. But anyway, SY4 4-element Yagi Serial is a good antenna. Serial make really good antennas. You know, made in Italy. You can't go wrong, right? They make some pretty good stuff in Italy, right? So anyway, let's try Australia one more time. CQDX Australia, UDX 791, try. CQDX Australia, UDX 791, Gulf Islands, North Pacific. Nope. Nada. Not a thing. It's dead. CQDX, UDX 791, Gulf Islands, North Pacific. Uh, 5936 is in there. CQDX, UDX 791, Gulf Islands, North Pacific. I hear Hawaii in there, and I hear Australia. I hear 5936 in there. Snake in the grass. CQDX, South Pacific, UDX 791, North Pacific. It's going good, man. I hear Ozzy is coming in there now. Yeah, and I think Hawaii might be in there too. Yeah, the U.S. stuff is fading out. South Pacific's coming in. How you doing?
Not the best. I got home about half an hour ago there. I heard somebody on 38 I really don't like because, I'll tell you one day.
Oh, is it in the skipland?
Yeah, he's down south.
Oh, God. Another annoying guy on 38.
Oh, no, he just gets boozed up and then take I just heard him say, I took my little one like girls and blah, blah, blah. And then, I don't know. He kind of hogs the channel and doesn't stop talking. And I don't know, I heard him about a month ago, and he was calling everybody down and saying it was his channel, and the F-word was flying around, and I'm like, okay.
That's 440.
Like
That's Triple X in Texas.
No, yeah. He's another one. 321 taco vendor, or whatever it is. Yeah.
Oh, I know who he is. I've talked to him before. Yeah, he's in Texas too. Yeah, some guys just hog it.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I guess he just thinks he owns the channel, and I've heard him talk all boozed up for like a couple 3 hours, and yeah, he's like Triple X. You just gotta wait for him to let him pass out, but then Triple X will play his music, so yeah.
it's a no-win.
I know, it's crazy. It's kind of like that hard drive guy. He talks on there. It sounds like he's talking to himself. And he goes, you go down, I think it's on channel 18 or something, on AM mostly. He does come up to these channels sometimes, but he just yaps to like nobody. And he goes on for hours.
Yeah, before he talks to himself, he's always hanging out on 19 AM. Or, you know,
That's the guy, hard drive.
He yells at him, then he'll go down to 35 or 33 AM and, you know, buzz the older guys. And, yeah, he's not good. There's a couple of videos on him on YouTube. Did you ever see him?
No, I got to watch that thing because he is a total fool. I've talked to him before, too. Yeah, I said, yeah, back to the bench. You always say back to the bench. I said that to him. He says, well, you're only gone for 1 second, then you're keying up again. So, you know, you're BS and you're not going back to the bench.
Yeah, when he's back to the bench, he's golden screwdriver wrecking everybody's radios. I'll find that video on YouTube and I'll send it to you because I got, you know, my year subscription thing there. Yeah, and this one guy says, oh, I'm fixing somebody's radio that hard drive supposedly fixed, but he wrecked it. And the video's like an hour long, and not good.
That's funny because he claims he's the best.
Well, yeah, I don't think so. If I was going to get something fixed, I can't find anybody up in Canada. I've watched lots of videos, Rooster there, whatever it's called, and there's a
I'm on 37. That's Bob 440. He's my local. That's local talk. Yeah, no doubt. I would never get hard drive to fix it. He sounds like a complete fool anyway.
Yeah, okay, so we'll let her roll, tying up the towel, I guess.
All right, catch you later. I got to go in and have some homemade chili soon. It's Wendy's birthday tomorrow, and you know, our friend Dave went hunting last week, and they bagged 7 deer out in Alberta. So he sent us home with some deer meat last night.
No way. Well, that's awesome. Tell her I said happy birthday, and have a good rest of the night. And I guess I'll be on for a while.
You betcha. Yeah, she's the big 6'4" tomorrow. She's looking forward to 65, then she can ride the ferry for free passenger anyway, Monday to Thursday.
10 for it. Well, I got 2 years on her.
Right on. So you're 50. Yeah, she's born in 59.
Yeah, I was born in 57. Best year of the Chevy.
57 Chevy. Yeah, her sister was born in 58. I'm 64. I came ways after.
10 for it. Okay, we'll talk to you later, Joe. Have a good one.
Okay, catch you later, Bob. 440, 791 on the site. That's Bob 440. Some of you guys might have talked to him before. He's on Vancouver Island and Chemainus. And I'll show you where he lives. I'll show you where I live. I live there. And Bob lives probably about there, right there in Vancouver Island, right across that's the ocean. This is all ocean in here. Talking who lives right about there. So he's local talk right there. You guys know who Hard Drive is, don't you? I will post let's see. Okay, just a minute. I will post a video of my old car. It had the intent. Cool. Well, the thumbnail on this one is of my old car. So the thumbnail on this video, it should be of this car right here, my Nova SS. Right. That's 1983. That picture was taken. That was my Nova. I had 2 Novas, and that was my SS. I had a hatchback too. So that was that. I put that on the thumbnail. I missed that car, man. It was a freaking awesome car. I had so much fun with that thing. Fighter jet flew by. Awesome. I love fighter jets. You rarely ever see those things here. Rarely. Gorilla Glue might work. Lumina, my video before it started. Crap. 12K. All this crap. No way. 12K. That's awesome. My video them right before it started all this crap. 12K views. Awesome. It's a new project I have going on now. Post a new install and setup. Cool Radio DX1. That's awesome, man. Awesome. I want to find out that hard drive video. Hard drive. You guys know who hard drive is, don't you? We'll call them floppy disk. I had an S15 4x4 UDX with a roll bar, whip, and a spring mounted. Dragged every time gas station. Right on. 483. I'm going back and reading the messages. Sorry, I was talking to Bob there. I had a 69 Impala with a big whip. Hey, you know what? You want to know something? So in my Nova here, I took the engine out of a 69 Impala. So that engine right there, it was out of a 69 Impala. It was a 300 horsepower stock engine. And I took it to Thunderbolt Racing Engines and I got it all balanced and blueprinted the block and everything, right? So that engine was out of a 69 Impala. I dumped into my 73 SS, right? And man, was it fast. That was a fast car. Probably not as fast as all these cars nowadays, but it was fast back then. It was 400 and what did I have? 420 horsepower, which is pretty good. That's what I had done to it on the back. All the stuff you see written on the back of it is what I had done to that engine, man. It had a lot of stuff. At 11-to-1 TRW pistons, balanced and blueprinted, 194 close chamber heads, shaved 30 thousandths of an inch, steel forged crank, 350 horsepower springs, 400 lift, 300 duration, cam dynamics, cam in it, 750 Holley CFM carb, but then I changed it to a mechanical or competition Carter. Had a whole bunch of stuff on it, but that was my it was 425 horsepower. Sorry, 425 horsepower. That was my car right there. 69 Impala Chevy engine in a small block, 350. It was fun to drive. Built that car up. Me and my dad. My dad was a body man car painter, so did a lot of work on it. Before I left the body shop at Ford, we had F. Oh, were you a body man too? My dad. Oh, before I left the body shop at Ford, we had an F come in. My dad was a body man, eh? 483 was a body man car painter too. Isn't that wild? You know what I still have of his? I still have my dad's old sanding block from back in the 50s and 60s. It has his name carved in it. You ever see these, these sanding blocks? This is one of my dad's sanding blocks from back in the day. That was his name. My dad's name was Joe. So there's one of the old sanding blocks, kind of a keepsake. I still have his body tools down in the basement, man. I have a toolbox full of his body tools, which is kind of cool. There we go. Yeah, so Dad was in the body shop business, and he had his own shop as well. I heard of Hard Drive, but yeah, I've talked to him before. He's a total fool. I love that. No, I almost got a 68 Nova back. Yeah, 68, a Yanko, big block 427. So yeah, they're nice. Yeah, the old Novas are pretty cool. One of the guys I work with has a 67 Acadian done right up, man. It's really nice. My brother-in-law has a 62 Chevy too. Really nice, fast car. Two-door, 350 in it, totally built to the nuts. Full subframe in it. 350, turbo 350 manual valve body. Stage 2 manual valve body shift kit in it. And he's got pizza cutters on the front with weld wheels, and it's big tires under the back. It's really a mean freaking car, man. Really mean. Mine had a deep sump on it too. I had a deep sump 7-quart Marasso pan. It was a badass Nova. My Nova. It was a badass car. My 327, nice engine. Good. And my 70 GMC had a 327 in it. I probably have a picture of my truck here. Let's just see. I'll show you a picture of my truck. I bought it from a mechanic, and he had put a 327 in it before I bought it. There's a good picture. There's a picture. So my dad was still doing the body work on my Nova, but I had the engine all done up, dropped in. You see it's all primered. There's the engine in my Nova right there. Pretty badass, eh? And then I got a bigger air cleaner for it too. That was a Holley or Edelbrock added at gold anodized. Had Earl's fittings and plumbing hoses, steel braided hoses. And had everything chromed under the hood too. Yeah. And I like the old Impalas too, man. 327. Love them. Good engines, man. You put those cranks in the 350 and you got a stroker. I'm trying to find a picture of my truck. Where's a picture of my truck? Oh, where's my truck, man? I thought I had a picture. Oh, it's in my other photo album shit. Okay. That's where it is. It's in my other photo album. I'll have to show you guys sometime. I had a 70 GMC truck. It was beautiful, man. But it was stock, except the 327 in it. Right? It was a really, really nice truck. Just up here. I'm going to turn this off. Turn that down. And tomorrow is Wendy's birthday. Let me just put that on the calendar. Tomorrow I have to go get her I have to get her some flowers. I have to get Wendy some flowers. There. That's off. Everything's off. So yeah, I love old vehicles. So they're just so expensive now. I would love to have one, but I got my motorcycle, so I have built motors. I dread doing body work. Yeah, I don't do. I help my dad sanding and stuff like that, but my dad was a body man. He started doing body work in the early 1950s, and God, he used to do. He died in 2016, May 2016. He did it till he was probably in his 60s anyway. He did his body work till he retired. I wrote repair estimates. I don't do body work. Oh, okay, cool. Right on. Yeah, my dad said, don't ever do body work. It's hard on your body. It's bad for you. I love that. Yeah, 68 Novas would be nice. Yeah, if I win the lottery, I will buy a muscle car. If I ever win the lottery, I said to Wendy, and she knows it, I will buy a muscle car. So the next thing I was going to do with my Nova before I sold it, if I didn't sell it, sorry, not before I sold it. If I didn't sell it, I was going to get it tubbed. I was going to get my Nova tubbed. And if you know what tubbing is, where you put the big, McCreary tires under the back, and then you cut the differential and you shorten the differential. And that's what I was going to do. I was going to actually get it tubbed, but I ended up selling it. And I wish I would have never sold it. It's just like I sold it before I moved here to this island. And I wish I would have kept that car, man. I'm still kicking myself. I look at pictures of it. It was such a beautiful car. And it sounded so good, man. It was a really badass car. But you know what? I will maybe one day get another one. Hopefully sooner than later. Hopefully I'll win the lottery, right? That's what I need to do. That would be good. Winning the lottery and getting a tubbed. I just love going onto YouTube. Yeah, narrowed and tubbed. Exactly. Narrowed and tubbed. And pizza cutters on the front with center lines or weld wheels and nice big chunky ones in the back. I like a badass car and supercharged. I don't care about gas prices. If you win the lottery, you don't care about gas prices. I would get a blower on it. I'd get like a 671 GM blower on it. It would be full well, when it's tubbed, you get the full inside roll cage. It would be bad ass. And I think I'd probably still want standard. I know a lot of people go automatic. I think I'd probably like a Borg Warner in it or something, some badass shifting in it with some maybe some. You could put Hurst lightning rods in it, right? Remember the Hurst lightning rods? Yeah, narrowed rear end and tubbed. Yes, I sold my 71 Dodge Charger RT. They're nice cars too. 440 big block, very rare. I could not do any just guy who was going to restore it, so he went to a good home. Yeah, that's good, man. That I would be happy if mine went to a good home. Mine did go to a good home, I thought, and then he wiped it out about 6 months later. So it wasn't a good home. It was actually maybe a little bit more than 6 months later, but he did wipe it out. I want a 2-lane black 55. Oh, yeah. One of the guys I worked with, I retired from the Parks Department. He's got a 55 Chevy. It's got a big block in it, 427. It's a badass, chunky vehicle. Matter of fact, I might have a video of it. Do I have a video of it? I don't know if I got a video of it or a picture of it. I think I have a video of it on my other channel. And I do have a video of my brother-in-law's 62 Chevy 2, which they usually called a shaky because the front end was a 4-bolt pattern. He converted it to the 5-bolt pattern, but he still has it. He's had it a long time. It's a nice car. I really like the pizza cutters on the front and the big tires under the back, tucked underneath. It's very, very nice. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna message Wendy. Is it dinner time soon? Let's see what she says. Two-way radio. Gotta love these. And yeah, that's what I do. I need to win the lottery. I do buy lottery tickets, and I only win small, but we want to win big, right? Wouldn't it be nice to win the Powerball? You guys got that Powerball thing. We don't have a Powerball, but we get bigger ones like 65 million and stuff, but I don't buy those tickets. I only buy the ones for 2 million. Hello, are you out there? I'm coming in for chili and Frank's hot sauce. I still, oh, my brother-in-law had a 60 Coronet. Wendy used to have a 68 Charger, right? No. Was it a Charger or was it a fastback? It had the big glass back on it. It was a Charger, I think, yeah. And then my ex-wife, she had a Valiant. She used to have a Valiant. Or was it a Valiant? No, it was a Dart. It was a Dart. It was a Dodge Dart. My Valiant looks like a 6-cylinder grandma car, but built sleeper. But it has a 360 V8 in it. Sleeper. I like sleepers. I used to have a 76 elevator 2-door. Nice. 318 in it. That's cool, man. GTX rims. Yeah, those are cool cars, man. I like old cars. I don't really like new cars. They don't do anything for me when I see kids fix up their new cars. And I know they like them, but it doesn't do anything for me when I see up a little shit box, Toyota fixed up like a 90, 95 Toyota fixed up. That's not my thing. I like muscle cars. I've always liked muscle cars, and maybe one of these days. If not, in the meantime, I will ride my motorcycles. Maybe if I sold both of my motorcycles, I could buy a muscle car. Now, muscle cars probably worth more. They're worth a lot of money these days, right? But I do enjoy riding my motorcycles too. And but the thing is with the motorcycles, you got to ride them in more fair weather. At least with a muscle car, you can ride them in cooler weather because you got a nice heater in there. But my motorcycles, I'm more of a fair weather rider. I ride up. I usually put them on in June, and I only license it for 3 months. But this year I licensed it for 2 more months. I was riding. Oh no. I did. I licensed it. No, I licensed it for 1 more month, and I took it off the road. My Harley, October 19th, I think it was, something like that. But yeah, I love to ride. I like to drive muscle cars if I had one, and I like to ride a motorcycle. So nothing like riding a Harley Davidson. You know what I mean? I just love the sound of the bikes. They're nice and they got that nice rumble to them. But I like all motorcycles. I have to go. Yeah, I have to go supper too, guys. I gotta go. I could talk for hours here. I like talking about cars because cars are cool. You guys are cool. Cars are cool. And I need to win the lottery. I keep thinking that. I keep dreaming I'm going to win the lottery. So I got to create my own reality. And then I will get a muscle car. Hopefully in this lifetime. Anyway, I had a 76. I remember the Vegas. They used to be all over the place. And most people would put V8s. And my buddy put a V8 in his. He had a couple of them. He put a 400 small block in it, and he had one with a 327 in it with dual 4s on it. Hello. Hello, birthday girl. Hello. What's up? Hello. Say something. She's not talking to me. Anyway, do you remember the Monzas? There was Monzas too. Chevy Monza. I think it was a Monza. They had small V8s in them, I think, or V6s. Anyway, you guys have a great night. I got to roll. Are you calling me for dinner? She called me, but she's not saying anything. Are you still there? Where is she? I'm going to make this music. Hello. I'm trying to get her attention. All right, guys. She's not. Are you calling me for chili?
Yeah.
Hello. Okay, I'm coming in. All right. Thanks, Wendy. That's loud. I'll be right there. Let me turn that off. Okay, guys. Thanks, man. Thanks for tuning in. Glad to get you on the gate. I'm going to edit this and put your numbers. Yeah, my Monza. Yeah, Monza. They were cool cars, man. And I think they actually did have V8s in them too, some of them, right? Cool little Chevy. All right, guys, you take care. I'll see you next live gate. Thanks for tuning in. I got to put the title of the videos of the numbers I made contact with in this gate. We contacted a few people here on this gate. Cheers and 73s. I will see you next time. Shock chili with deer meat in it. Ground deer chili, ground venison, man. It's going to be yummy. Take care, guys. I'll see you. If I don't do one tomorrow, I'll do one the next day. Hey, have a good one. Okay.